Success isn't given, it's earned. And earning it means becoming the person who deserves it. The bottom line is where we cut through the chaos to simplify success, uncovering the strategies, mindset, and resilience it takes to win. Real stories, expert insights, and practical tools. Because the only way to the top is by putting in the work. This is The Bottom Line.
Here we are again on The Bottom Line with your host, Ryan Herpin. This is our last chance to dig into the beautiful mind of Simi. Last segment, we talked about why making more money doesn't necessarily solve financial problems. Now let's dive into financial anxiety, the emotions, stress, and mental blocks that keep people from that financial security. Simi, financial anxiety is a huge issue for so many people, regardless of income. Why do they think money triggers so much stress?
You know, think about when we grew up. Money usually wasn't discussed. It was sort of kept in a secret. It just wasn't a topic to discuss. And some people actually grew up with not such a great money experience. So maybe they went shopping with mom and mom would say, don't tell dad about this and let's hide the receipt.
Mm,
Right. And they got that information like money and, or maybe the bills would come and there would be some stress, or maybe they were going out to eat and dad would say, just the things you need, maybe no drinking. We could have the water in the car. Right. So, what was that person's experience when it came to money? Or maybe there was enough money in the house, but dad lost it later on. Or something
mm.
happened, someone got sick and no one was able to work. There are so many experiences that we go through in life that have an impact on the way we feel about our money.
That's such a powerful point, and I have countless experiences where I can see how some of my experiences growing up and things like that impacted the way I handled money. I know a long time ago, my grandfather passed away, and I was in a position where I was making enough money. I wanted to pay for all of it. I wanted to take care of him. I wanted to get this headstone. I wanted to make sure he had a casket, and the funeral was great. To me, it was an honor. I seen it as an honor to sacrifice my finances to honor him in a way that puts him at rest, right? And looking at where I come from, money was so tight. We struggled with things. We didn't really want to spend without good point. So it ties into those values you brought up earlier. It's how does that fit into your core values? How do you spend money that way, right? So how can someone shift their mindset from fear-based financial habits to empowered financial decisions?
Well, guess where it starts? In the same place it started, in our minds.
Mm,
Everything that we see is a lens. Imagine that you see the world through a camera, and the camera has a window in front of it. The thinking that we have is the lens in front of that camera. So if that camera is dirty, we're seeing a dirty world, even though it's perfectly clear out there. So our anxiety is similar, and I describe this to as anxiety. If you wanted to think about what anxiety is, if you stopped and did nothing, you would get about an average of 3 to 5,000 thoughts per hour. Just random. I'm sitting on a chair. This is what it is. Just a bunch of thoughts. The minute I give importance to a thought, it becomes like, imagine a dumbbell jumping in my head, a heavy dumbbell. And now I've got all these dumbbells jumping in my head. And when that happens, it looks sort of like a snow globe. I can't have clarity. I can't help myself. I can't think better as long as that's going on. So, how do we settle it? Right? How do we settle that? Sometimes we could do physiological things, learning how to breathe well, learning how to settle your thinking, learning to take yourself not so seriously, seeing where are you today? Am I in a bad place? No. Oh yeah, that lens. All right, big decisions not going to be good today. People talking to me, not a good idea today.
that's I love how you put that. It's some common that I work with as well. At least that concept of in my way that I help myself, my wife, and my clients and my mentees is routine. You've got to have a healthy, consistent, structured routine that allows you to be prepared. It's just like every morning, the very first thing I do when I wake up is I turn on a motivational video. And usually my wife leaves before me for work. Otherwise, I would drive her nuts. Once upon a time, she had to listen to all of them with me. She didn't have a choice. But having that routine, that consistent discipline will help. It's always helped me keep my view the right way, to keep things in perspective the right way, to value things the right way. But I notice when you don't have routine, you don't have structure, you don't have those good habits, everything is chaotic. One thing can get you excited, one thing can break you down. What do you think about that? How do you feel about those influences and just how rapid it can change somebody without discipline?
Well, first of all, I think that works really well for you. And it seems like you're a really good disciplined person. You're a neurotypical good disciplined person. For someone who maybe struggles with ADHD or maybe has neurodivergency, this would not work. Structure, they need it, but it doesn't resonate as strongly. So I think the biggest anecdote for the stress or helping yourself with anxiety is gratitude, is learning to be
Mm,
grateful for.
wow.
So the first thing would wake up is like, what am I grateful for? Before I even get out of bed, wow, I could get out of bed. I have 2 feet. I could walk. Like these little things, when you're ill, you will realize they mean a lot. Breathing without having chest pains, right? They mean a lot. We take it for granted. Getting into bed at night, the last thing I do, let me write 3 grateful things. Maybe my spouse, maybe my children, maybe me, maybe the world. And that is an anecdote to sometimes release and see good when the body and our brain is trying to push us for the negative, if that makes any sense.
That makes so much sense. The gratitude aspect, I think, is extremely powerful and overlooked. I know that's something that I've tried to apply in my life and my daily routine, but I also like how you put that. The structure, that routine doesn't necessarily work for everybody. Everybody's different. We all think differently. We all act differently. So it's got to be a tailored approach for everybody, right? What might work for me might not work for everybody else, but that gratitude aspect, I think that is the universal fix for a lot of people, is just reminding us what we're grateful for, what we have to be happy about.
Ryan, honestly, I giggled when you said that you listen to motivational speeches because my daughter does the same thing. So every morning I have la, 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 from the other room. And to me, I want my coffee quietly, please. Thank you very much. So, right? So everyone has their different routines.
Yeah, I think you and my wife would get along in that sense. She's definitely the type of morning person where when she gets up, she wants her quiet coffee, peaceful time to wake up and prepare for the day. Me, I need Eric Thomas, TD Jakes, or Jim Rohn yelling at me, getting me fired up for my day. Complete polar opposites in that regard. So I love your perspective on it. That makes so much sense, and I think this actually will help me help some of my clients a little bit differently. Kind of see some of those signs of what might be a better discipline and effect for them. So this conversation's been absurdly powerful and valuable in so many ways. Where can our viewers find you?
Well, you can find us on the web at www.prosper, PROSPR, no E for no excuses, .fit. Like remember those dumbbells, the fitness, .fit. You can definitely find us there. We have a page that has free resources. We also have a free video to tell you a little bit about financial therapy, what it is, who it's for, how it helps. Feel free to take that. Feel free to take our financial anxiety quiz, see where you score. Maybe you're doing great. Amazing. Maybe there's a little more stresses. We have some different tips and techniques to help you through that. And that's how you find us. You can
I'm curious. What is the ideal person to work with you? Like, what do they look like? What area of life are they in?
Typically the typical person that's coming is anywhere from their high 20s to maybe mid 50s where they're undergoing a sort of change. The money is not working for them. Either there's a literacy component, like I just was never taught and I don't know how to use it well, like how many accounts should I have, so there's that component. Or there's stress about it, like I see that no matter what I know, I'm just not doing it. What's getting in my way, or what's getting in my relationship, or our kids are getting older, what worked before isn't working anymore, how do we change it? So something happens.
I like that. I think there's a lot of people out there that could use a connection like you, could use an influence like you in their life. I mean, influence creates all of our reality. And I know for a fact the type of influences I have in my life make the biggest of differences. So I think you potentially could be a major resource for so many people out there, because I think you are targeting something a lot of people avoid. Sometimes it's taboo. And kudos to your courage for being the person that wants to target this thing and beat on it until it's fixed. There's so much value in that. So I truly appreciate having you on today. This has been an incredible experience for me, and I believe it is for our viewers as well. I look forward to having you on in the future. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, for listening, for keeping up, and allowing this topic to be aired.
Absolutely. And if today's episode has shown us anything, it's that financial freedom isn't just about making more, it's about managing more, understanding more, and changing our relationship with money. Money is emotional. The stress, the fear, the anxiety, it's all tied to our beliefs, our habits, and our mindset. But here's the good news, just like any skill, financial confidence can be learned. So I challenge you today. Take one small step toward financial clarity. Maybe it's tackling your spending. Maybe it's setting up a savings plan, or maybe it's just sitting down and being honest with yourself and your spouse about where you are financially. Whatever it is, start now. As Warren Buffett once said, the chains of habit are too light to be felt under until they are too heavy to be broken. I think there's a lot of power in that. It's something small can turn into something really big. It's better to address it now. Deal with it now. Handle it now before it is something that is too big to bear, something too big to overcome. The best time to take control of your financial future is today. It's not something worth waiting on, goofing around about, or taking too lightly. I know I wish I would have started much sooner on my financial literacy journey. Thank you for joining us today on the bottom line. I'm Ryan Herpin, and I'll see you next time as we continue uncovering the keys to success. So until then, stay strong, stay focused, and remember, success isn't given, it's earned.